independence, to be able to stand up on our own 2 feet and pay our way through the world. Absorb the shocks, get up and go again and grow stronger. And that is what this administration has done. The road challenges, Mr. Speaker, are not of today. They are legacy challenges. And the solutions, Mr. Speaker, we will not be able to fix all of them with the snap of a finger and fix them today. But what we have demonstrated is a deep understanding of the problem, the capabilities to put in place the measures to solve the problem, the capabilities to run the economy, to create the revenues to solve them, and the capabilities to execute and have our roads repaired to the highest standard. Mr. Speaker, we are certain that we will deliver to the people of Jamaica the best quality roads in the region. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank members for their indulgence. Of sewage systems and additional water lines. This expansion will greatly benefit residents, businesses, and developers in that area. The Arthur Wint Drive project is set to commence in the upcoming fiscal year, along with the remaining CapEx projects such as the Sandy Gully Bridge upgrades and the new Portmore entrance development, both of which are currently undergoing investment appraisal. Mr. Speaker, I recognize that the simultaneous commencement of several large-scale projects may raise concerns. However, I assure you and the people of Jamaica that every effort will be made to carry out these projects with minimal disruption to daily life. The Special CapEx program is a testament to the government of Jamaica's commitment to modernizing our infrastructure, fostering future development, and enhancing the quality of life for all Jamaicans. Mr. Speaker, I also wanted to provide an update on our highway projects. You see how much roads we're doing? You asked what we did in 9 years? Oh, Lord. 26 financial year. That's a major project, Mr. Speaker, that is going to extend the Williamsfield Highway all the way around to the border of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. Mr. Speaker, the North Coast Highway PPP project will see the expansion of the North Coast Highway from 2 to 4 lanes from Miami Bay to St. James. The government engaged the International Financial Corporation, the IFC, for transaction advisory services. During that process, legal and technical due diligence and social assessments were conducted. The concept design has been developed and the project is being prepared for tender in 2025-2026 financial year. This project aims to enhance transportation infrastructure, stimulate economic growth, and promote sustainable development along the North Coast. And I want to spend a little bit of time on this, Mr. Speaker. Recently, we saw several concerts and entertainment events held in that general region of Miami Bay, and it created significant congestion, real problems with traffic and congestion. We have this project here, Mr. Speaker, which will expand that roadway to the border of St. James to 4 lanes. It will improve traffic flow, but we bear in mind, Mr. Speaker, that along that roadway is an emerging urban center. And so the road is being designed with that in mind. So it will not necessarily be a highway, but it will be a main boulevard. But it will be designed in some places with grade separated interchanges and overpass so that there is not much interference with egress and entry onto the road. So that will give significant relief to the commuting public, and we will start that project. The intention is to begin that project in the next financial year. We're also looking to develop, Mr. Speaker, the St. Anne's Bay project, which is the St. Anne's Bay bypass. And this will be an extension to the north-south highway from Miami Bay, traversing westward and parallel to the North Coast Highway through sections of St. Anne and terminate in the vicinity of Discovery Bay. The expansion will be a 30-kilometer four-lane highway. The concept has been developed and the source of funding is being identified. So on that corridor, you will have a main boulevard which will carry traffic from the exit of the current north-south highway in the Miami Bay vicinity all along. So that will be a very well-developed corridor. But we will also extend the current north-south highway with a parallel highway. And so persons heading to St. James would not have to drive through Miami Bay. They could go straight on the highway and head into Montego Bay, because the intention is to develop that corridor into the new urban center. And it is not that the government is doing it in a sense, Mr. Speaker, it is that it has its own energy. And persons have already started to develop along the corridor. And so we bear that in mind as we develop the road. That is going to be the boulevard through a main urban center. So, Mr. Speaker, yes, there are challenges with roads. And I hope that today I've been able to put those challenges into the proper context and perspective. We take responsibility for the roads of Jamaica. We have to do that by ensuring that we have the financing to do it, that we follow the regulatory and compliance requirements to do it, and that we do it efficiently and equitably for the people of Jamaica. Balancing all of those are not simple tasks, but this government has done it very well with the challenges of climate and other shocks for which we have no control over. But by building resilience in our government, by ensuring that we manage the economy well, that we can set aside buffers in our budget, that for the first time we have a disaster fund, that we have for the first time a catastrophe bond. Jamaica is the first to do that in this region. To manage the capital budget in such a way, Mr. Speaker, that we convert the capital budget into real infrastructure. So that when the unexpected happens, we don't have to turn to anyone and say, all right, we have to borrow. Or if we borrow, it is on really good terms. That we can absorb the punches. And Mr. Speaker, that is what this administration is about. All that we have tried to do, Mr. Speaker, is to attain economic independence, to be able to stand up on our own 2 feet and pay our way through the world. Absorb the shocks, get up and go again and grow stronger. And that is what this administration has done. The road challenges, Mr. Speaker, are not of today. They are legacy challenges. And the solutions, Mr. Speaker, we will not be able to fix all of them with the snap of a finger and fix them today. But what we have demonstrated is a deep understanding of the problem, the capabilities to put in place the measures to solve the problem, the capabilities to run the economy, to create the revenues to solve them, and the capabilities to execute and have our roads repaired to the highest standard. Mr. Speaker, we are certain that we will deliver to the people of Jamaica the best quality roads in the region. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I thank members for their indulgence.
Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Turn the mic on.
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister.
Very well, the PNP fault. If they were maintaining the roads from all of those years coming, we wouldn't be in this position.
Has delivered a speech akin to a budget speech. Many of the things he included in his things that were in his budget speech last year in March. And we've heard it several times since. But you know, what that speech that the Prime Minister just made reflects is really a pretense at accepting responsibility, but in reality seeking to dodge responsibility. Climate change. To blame the poor, the appalling state of the road network in Jamaica today on climate change is just totally disingenuous. The reality is that there has been an absence of any proper road maintenance policy for years. And you have been in office for 9 years, so you have superintended 9 years of neglect over the maintenance of Jamaica's road network, for which the people are holding you accountable now. And that's just the reality of it. There used to be a road maintenance fund, which was established and funded to support road maintenance programs. That was put to an end under the JLP government to help to finance some of the loans that were taken from China, as it was in that case, to finance some of the major road projects. Jamaica's had decades of major road projects, but very little road maintenance. And what bothers me about your...
Good evening.
Yeah, man, good evening. I'm Shaka, good for West, sir. Remember the youth?
Yeah, man. Y'all watch the program?
Yeah, man, I watch you, man.
All right. Call me when we open the phone line to take some calls, yeah?
All right, big brother. Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, man. Bless
Cool.
up. We're going back to the opposition leader.
What bothers me about your approach is that it's going to continue into the future if you are allowed to continue in government. There will be inadequate maintenance as a permanent feature of your government's regime, because you're continuing to be fixated on major road projects, because no doubt the benefits that flow, that can be the collateral benefits that flow from those major road projects, of which we are all aware. But the road maintenance, which is what the people want to see, the interior roads, the community roads, even the scheme roads, which you said the government is not responsible for. The government fixes the entire parameters of how roads are addressed in the country. The decision whether to take over or leave roads without any proper superintendent is a government decision. You can't shirk responsibility for scheme roads because you say developers developed it and it was never handed over. These are schemes which have been in this situation for year after year after year with no proper arrangement for dealing with the fixing of the roads in those schemes. So you said something about when you start to shout, you know, the stone lick. Well, apparently it does lick. That's why you're shouting at me now. Yeah. So Mr. Speaker.
Hold for me, please. Let us conduct ourselves in an honorable way. You may continue.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker.
Wait, man. No, there's a lie.
This side there that climate change caused the bad roads in Jamaica. Mash down that lie. It has nothing to do with it. We have had heavy rains from time to time in Jamaica for years. Climate change is a reality and it's coming at us. But to blame the poor state of the road network of the country on climate change is a farce. And the people of Jamaica don't
Opposition
believe it.
leader.
They're holding you accountable
Opposition
for it.
leader.
And for you to try and pretend that it's a PNP responsible for it. When you've been in
Opposition
government
leader.
for 9 years. It just does not wash.
Member, you rise on a point of order or?
What's the point?
What are you rising on?
What's the point of order? What is the point of
There's no
order?
such thing as a point of clarity.
Mr. Speaker,
The
What
point
is
of
the
order.
point of
the
order?
member
What's
is
the point of
misleading
order?
the House as it relates to housing scheme. And he knows that.
What's the
I
point
brought
of
a
order?
resolution here.
What's the point
No.
of order?
This look like they're trying to break the opposition leader's flow.
Clarification.
No,
What
member.
is the
No,
point
member.
of order?
That you brought a resolution here.
Member.
So what?
Point of order.
So what?
Point of order.
So what?
Point of order.
Point of order.
Members,
Many people bring
He
resolutions.
mentioned
let
the
us
issue.
stop. I'm going to turn the mics. All right? I'm asking a question. If you allow me, you will hear. I am asking a question. Remember, you know. All right, I will overrule because he's having a side chat. You may continue.
He said you abandoned it. He said-
Finish the speech, man.
Yeah. Mr. Speaker, I would ask that you allow me to finish.
No.
Are you now ready to take the point of order? All right. You may.
Mr. Speaker, because you're speaking, not abandon this issue. He mentioned housing scheme that this government abandoned those housing scheme, not fixing them. Under the last government, I brought a private member's motion to state that the moment the first title is issued, they did not. Mr. Speaker, it's on the other paper now that once it's on the other paper now that government takes over housing scheme that they abandoned when I brought it here, and it's back on the other paper. Look here, I sent back on the banner about England.
You hear the rubbish what this fool come in with? What he's doing is trying to slow
You may continue your
the opposition leader.
Talk about the people them over there. If you want to start the argument, talk about the people them over there.
Mr. Speaker,
You want to
I
talk
know
about that?
discussions about resolutions brought here are neither here nor there. The reality is that Jamaica has a proliferation of schemes that were developed by private developers where the roads are in limbo. And you can't shirk responsibilities as a government by saying, oh, that's the way it is. It's the duty of the government to fix the system if the system is flawed.
That's
the
right.
fact that you're very bad at fixing systems is no excuse.
Oh, wow.
And it's that failure is replicated in many different areas in terms of how the state interfaces with the population, where there are all sorts of inefficiencies which people suffer from daily and need to be corrected, and you're very poor at correcting it. But the point about this is climate change is not the excuse. It's not an excuse that can absolve you from responsibility for your stewardship of the road network over the last 9 years. Highways have been built. Highways were built by many governments. The North Coast Highway was built by the PNP. The East-West Highway was built by the PNP. The North-South Highway was built by the PNP. So we're not, and you built some roads too. But the road network, despite the increase in fiscal space, which has been the legacy of the successful execution of the IMF program under the PNP administration of Portia Simpson Miller, after the Bruce Colin administration collapsed the program and couldn't cross it and had to give up on it, couldn't pass any test. We took it over and we set the groundwork. We did the heavy lifting. That is why the tax system was fixed by a proliferation of tax legislation and administrative changes, which have borne great fruit. Where the revenue has increased year.
Member, if you notice your mic is off.
Yeah, man, you turn off the man mic deliberately.
I am saying to you,
Liquor reach.
you were given 5 minutes to respond. You have used your 5 minutes. I am going. by the bylaws, you have 5 minutes to respond it. You have used up your 5 minutes. I am going to give you another minute to wrap up and not more.
Thank you for the additional minute, Mr. Speaker. The point of the matter is this. Despite the growth in fiscal space, which is a result of the reforms and the successful execution of the IMF program under the Portia-Simpson-Miller administration, which has yielded a great legacy to this country, you have not used those resources on the road network. You have used it on a proliferation of other things. And to say that climate change is responsible for all of the potholes in the country is absolute nonsense. And the people don't believe it, and they don't accept it, and you're going to pay the consequences of it politically in the months to come.
Whoa. Marky G on fire. Marky G was on fire in the parliament today. I tell you, I don't have to watch the parliament sometime, you know. You can't watch the parliament. You have to watch it sometime.
Which have borne great fruit.
Member.
Where the revenue has increased.
That is going to extend operation the IFC.
Leave roads without any proper superintendent is a government decision.
So, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law do we meditate day and night. For we shall be like trees planted by rivers of water, that will bring forth fruit in our season. Our leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever we do shall prosper. Welcome to Portland Spice TV for yet another Tuesday night. Yeah, man, we do it every Tuesday and every Saturday, and we're going to add some more things, you know. But want to also remind you that on a Wednesday, we are on Mastercat Radio at Zeno FM. Yeah, man, internet radio playing love songs on a Wednesday from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. 4 hours of love songs. We're going to post the link as later, so stay tuned for that. Wow. Fire in the parliament. But the show I had in mind tonight was really to call the Prime Minister. Somebody call the Prime Minister for me. Because there's an issue with the Prime Minister and the Contractor General. The Prime Minister also said in the Parliament that Jamaica's roads were worse than this at one time. I think that the roads are the worst they have ever been in Jamaica. Want to hear from you upon that. So, we touch up the mayor of Port Antonio. Put the picker stick over his shoulder. And we see him out now, walk on the road and a look. After the mayor, I've been the mayor for over 8 years. Spent, well, allocated, because we don't know if it's spent, allocated over 100 million Jamaican dollars for township money. That means money we're supposed to spend in the town. We don't know. We don't see it. We invite them to like up the video. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And we ask each subscriber to tell 10 people about the channel. Invite 10 people to the channel, please and thanks. Each subscriber. 804-7072. Good evening. Yeah, man. Turn off your instrument and just listen to your phone.
Yeah, I know some of our instrument on though.
All right, talk to me.
Yeah, you know more of this shot at what's the purpose of the GIS?
The GIS is the Government Information Service.
All right, so why is it that the government pay millions of dollars for time slot?
But in any case, what is the value of a time slot to, let's say, the Ministry of Finance or the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation? What is the value of a time slot?
Yeah, but I'm thinking that time slot is for like business people who are doing business.
Yeah,
Like,
who are promote your business. Yeah, I agree.
But the government already have the JIS, which is a free to hear. So why not advertise on JIS instead of wasting money? I feel like that we just squandering enough money.
I would agree with you, sir. Totally agree with you.
Yeah. And I noticed that there was a time when the PAAC, the Public Appropriation Committee, it used to be chaired by a member of the opposition, but this government now switch it on and have a government member chairing the committee.
No, I think it is still the PAC, and the PAAC is still chaired by opposition members. So I think Michael Phillips chair one, and Julian Robinson, I think, chair one.
Oh, okay,
But there are other committees that used to be chaired by the opposition that the government has taken over.
Okay. So what do you think about all these various ministries that the Prime Minister have inside his office? Don't you feel like every ministry should be independent? I mean, the environment, NEPA inside the office of the Prime Minister, the NHT, all of them, like, I feel like that's conflict of interest.
You have also the Ministry of Works in there. It's a super ministry the Prime Minister lead. I'm looking for something. Hold on, make I read something to you. As you asked me that question, because so the Prime Minister now is having problem with the Auditor General, right?
I hear him call out the Auditor General like you more intertwined with politics.
Because the Auditor General has said to the Prime Minister that the new hold on, let me tell you what it is called. It is called hold on, is this the one I'm looking for? Hold on. It is called the new social housing program. And here how mix up this program here is. The Auditor General in our report, when she check it out, say these are poor relief program and municipal social assistance program. So this are one, right? And the acronym is MSAP. Okay. It is administrated by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. A rehabilitation program under the Ministry of Labor and Social Security. The social housing program and the new social housing program managed by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation and the Constituency Development Fund operated through the Office of the Prime Minister. Now, this is one program I go through so much different channel, brother.
Yeah, that I realize.
You understand? And what she's saying is that each of them people are work separate. The Prime Minister disagree.
Yeah, I mean the Prime Minister is clearly conflicted, because every time when his name is called in anything, he gets irritated and he wants to, while up the people, like he wants to them align to the PNP, so that's why they come after him. But when them go after anybody else, it's okay for him though.
You see, you can't be the Prime Minister and taking on the agencies, the government agencies, and the people with authority under the Constitution to do certain things, because he's claiming that the project no have no problem. But one of the questions we are going to ask the Prime Minister tonight, who really have the authority to determine whether the project have problem or not? It's not the Prime Minister who have that authority,
True.
It is the Auditor General.
But there's something that happened even in the SSL thing, Shaka, and me not quite remember me hear even the opposition speak about it. The state had some money in SSL as well, like the NHF and the Banana Catastrophe Fund. And I think
NHT had some money in there too.
Yeah, so what happened to those accounts? Like, I don't hear nothing about them. I don't hear the media. I don't hear nobody, I speak about it.
If my memory serves me well, those monies weren't touched. So a lot of people get back money from SSL already. People where their money never touch, them get back for their money. So I guess if I should hazard a guess, I'd want to say those agencies got back their money. from SSL.
So the big topic though, in regards to such man, or what so, the brother they from nationwide, we are a vast amount of money where we in a tax. So if well, me don't want to say if still because I know it again. So whenever the election can and Mr. Colin take office as the PM, I mean, will he go after such man to recover their money because them type of money they have to recover in a car. Hospital need bed, school need equipment and all kind of things. So I mean the money they need to recover.
You're one other thing. I don't know if it is a fact that radio station owed that kind of money. And if the radio station owes that kind of money, it shouldn't be the administration, the government itself, that goes for that money. It should be TAJ who is supposed to go after that money. Hold on. I don't believe that money is owing though. And I'll tell you why I don't believe. If that money is owing, that entity would not be able to get government contract or to do business with the government. Because to do business with the government, you have to provide what is called a TCC, Tax Compliant Certificate.
But Chaka, we all know, yard and abroad, we all know that entity is very much protected by this government because we hear about the 10 million tax write-off for him get. So with all them documents so published online, with all them TRN number and everything I show up on it. Because me watch we alone some program the other day and see him published in show one document with all of the arrears them and everything from 2005.
Well, we see the documents.
So you feel like a bogus document them there?
We see all of those documents. Here my problem. People nowadays, they say, can do something with the technology, you'd be surprised. And therefore, I am scared. You hear the thing what them do with Muta Baruka, brother?
No, me not hear it though.
You hear about it?
No, if you tell you I shoot, me not hear.
Boy, there's a thing out there with Muta Vice, which is not Muta Baruka. But brother, if you listen to it, you can't tell the difference.
Oh.
You understand? So, me now go push out my neck until me get some concrete.
Some credible
yeah.
info.
Because, you see, this program is not your typical social media program with slander people and chat all kind of crap.
I understand. Because we know the whole defamation thing and all of that.
But we not do that here, so. We want to be credible. When we say something, we must check it and say, yeah, I saw it go. And if we make a mistake, then we make a mistake. But we not deliberate go out there, go try to defame nobody. Yeah? Or tell lie upon nobody like how them tell lie upon we. You know? So make them go on and do them foolishness. We not apartheid. We have seen the document. So we are asking. And see them like how Nationwide come out and wanted the PNP to respond to the Lawrence Road issue. We are calling on Nationwide to respond to this issue. Tell us whether it's true or a lie. You know, I saw the big man with a statement saying, nah, talk yet. Him legal team tell him not to say nothing. But me just say, see him like how you that pressure the PNP for talk. We are pressure there, you know, for talk. Come tell me whether it's true or a lie. We want to know.
Me have a little thing where me have sum up, let's say, Shaka, and want to put it here and get your opinion on it. In regards to the police force in Jamaica, I mean, as you know, we have one police force, right?
Yeah.
So, may I say, and we already know, like, the corruption with police and so forth. So, may I say, like, we think about, like, every parish have, like, a police department. So, like, for example, if you have police at Portland, then you wouldn't be police in Kingston, because every parish should have them own, police department, as I say, and then you have like a commissioner or a commander that will respond to that department. So, so and then you color code the vehicle and the officer then wear different uniform, like.
And what you would expect to gain from that?
I mean, I don't feel like it would kind of eradicate certain things like corruption and certain conflict of interest and so forth. Because we already know, a lot of times, police get themselves mixed up in things, and sometimes it's hard to tell because, a man left from Kingston and he go mobile him a police and, certain little conflicts and whatever. So I feel like we differentiate, certain things. Like, for example, even at the states where you have like, every state have their own police department or whatever, and, every state.
But you have to remember one thing, though, Most of them states there in America are bigger than Jamaica,
Yeah, that is true.
You understand? And most of those states have maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 times the amount of people that Jamaica have,
True.
So in the US, Jamaica would even be a state. They would have joined it with somewhere else to be a state, So it's a whole heap of bureaucracy. And then we have something similar because each police area or police division have a commander, that is in charge of that division. And so, I could think about it still. All right, my brother?
Yeah, man, cool. Well, I look forward to the election and I look forward to Mr. Colin coming still,
Yeah, man, we need a new direction, Direction,
yeah, man,
around.
cool.
Bless up.
All right, we got that, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So, Chris, you posed the right question. Wait there. Who have more credibility? So
the destruction of the road, Mr. Speaker, is very well the PNP fault.
Hello?
Good night, my brother, Mr. Bell.
Wow,
If they were maintaining the road from all of those years coming, we wouldn't be in this position.
Hello?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Is that the same mayor that was on Cliff Hughes' program talking about how Mr. Minister of Local Government give him money and we didn't get $10 and chop it and give one man $50 and give next man $20. Same mayor?
Get $70 out of $10. Yeah, he's still the mayor. Yes, he's still the mayor.
Then be honest, Mr. Bell. What do you expect with money with him to be going correct?
I don't know.
If he's a councillor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you get $100, right?
Yeah.
And you get $150, right? And say 100 and give you. Right? Would you say no, it's 150 you give me?
I don't know where I go with that, I don't understand you.
No, because you say you want to know some money going when get to spend.
Yeah, I am saying for over 8 years he has been mayor. Based on my research, he has been allocated over $100 billion. Over 100 million with an M to spend in the township of Port Antonio. The town of Port Antonio is dirty and stink. It no look good. You have stagnant water all about the sidewalk. They mash up. I mean, there's nowhere for pedestrians to walk in Port Antonio. The town is a total mess. Total mess.
I understand that. I understand what you're saying. Right? My counteract to that. This man no understand money. Right? So whoever I give him money, right? Then can give him 20 million and they say 100 million and give him.
Well, really and truly, me not think him that done still. Me not think him that done, but him just not the interest. Mistake him make. He maybe me not know if he did junk or something when him did that then crap. Or me don't know if he did get stage fright or something.
Okay, but, no man, maybe we can get some of the parliament water where justice and that about.
So tell me something, you heard what the Prime Minister said about the Auditor General?
Do what man. Me tell the Auditor General can go court too. That me put for the governor for the Prime Minister page. Take her to court.
Take her like how him have the Integrity Commission at court.
Yeah, take her to court. right? And make Jamaica people get to burn her in the sun. Take her to court. Right?
Oh boy.
Because this man is no different than Putin.
I want
When Putin just
play with himself for the
he's not-
people them who not here though. Yeah? So
I was watching him in the parliament today.
no, I never to them say it
Right.
in the parliament.
No, I was watching him in the parliament today.
Oh, when him said the
Man,
PNP
when
make the road them
questioning-
bad.
Yeah, so sometimes no. If PMP 64 years ago, 9 years ago, PMP make all the road them worse than this. Right? So our pure riverbed you supposed to have then.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
Let me try to say, oh, this man lie and wicked and take Jamaican people for fool. In a parliament. Right? You see man I get ugly man, sinner kill him man.
All right. Little more.
Right.
We're gonna listen to him. We're gonna listen to him and then you show up me back.
Yeah, man. The
Alright.
man lie till his sin, man.
All right. So for all my listeners and viewers, let me take the call. 804-7072.
Yes, man.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. Good evening.
Blessings, my brother.
I am a bit concerned with the SSL situation. A caller before had brought up the issue and was asking about some government agencies
Yeah.
that had actually invested in the SSL that went down. I know that the finance minister said that he had engaged a forensic audit firm from London
Yeah.
to do the investigation as to what actually happened. I also understand that report was submitted to the government.
Yes. Yes, you're
So-
right.
I have not heard anything publicly. I mean, there are so many Jamaicans who are concerned about the SSL, and it was all over the international news. And the former Minister of Finance promised to disclose to the Jamaican people what had happened. No, the caller before asked you some questions about certain entities. But you are saying that, boy, you believe this. I
Yeah, man.
mean,
From memory, none of those entities' monies got touched.
No, but hold on there. But what happened to the report to verify that? What happened to the report to say, well, listen, but in other words, the government is supposed to come back to the Jamaican people. It's our tax dollars. And say conclusively, make a definitive statement in a press conference or something. So, you know, I don't want to hear about from memory, brethren. I mean, as a citizen of Jamaica, that's unacceptable to me. I don't know about you. Because to me, it seems as though you are satisfied and accepting the memory when you don't even know as a fact. So I am saying that, you know, as a Jamaican, I believe that the government should have a press conference. The report was submitted and the findings shared with the Jamaican people. Say the NHT get back the money like what you say you believe. Tell us that. I don't know that. I don't know if the NHF get back the money or those government entities got back their monies. We don't know how much was invested, quite frankly. So, I mean, you know, I believe, Mr. Bell, you should be more forthright with saying to the government, tell the public explicitly what actually happened. I don't want to guess.
No, we
Because,
can't.
I mean, SSL is a serious indictment on the financial, the financial sector.
My brother, we can
I
make
mean-
that call, you know. I don't have a problem with us making
No,
that
but-
call for the government to
yes, sir.
update us on that
Yeah.
situation. I'm just saying from my memory, from where I sit now, I am of the opinion that those monies were safe.
Yeah, but
In
you know,
fact-
just your opinion that we want to
In
know
fact,
what
that's the
facts are, Sir
information. That's the information that we got when it came to
Bell. So
public
where you got
attention.
it?
When it came to the public attention in the news media that those entities had money in SSL, the information was that those monies were not touched by the scammers.
No, sir. I want to hear that from the report.
But I'm saying to you,
We paid. Yeah, man, I hear you, sir. I hear you. But
Mm.
I'm just saying, just reiterating that I would have much prefer if the government use a more appropriate approach in informing the Jamaican people from the report that the Jamaican people paid for over $1 billion, I understand, for that report, to report to the public as to exactly what had happened.
how much you say we pay for that report?
I think it's over $1 billion.
No, man, that's not the report that we paid $1 billion for. No.
How much you pay? How much you pay for that report?
The forensic team that came down from the UK, it was a number of things. I don't remember the exact figure, but I doubt it was $1 billion.
It was more?
No, I doubt it was so much. I don't think it was so much.
Well, I listen to your program from time to time. So if you can get the information and let us know.
Yeah, man, I will do my best to get that kind of information.
I just talk about the $1 billion, sir. That was according to the confirm the 300%.
That was their salary. And that $1 billion, yes.
Right. So I'm just saying, talking about that now. And that report was given to the minister again to determine, to confirm that the $300 was actually.
And that report we have not seen either. Exactly.
And when the media had asked the Minister of Finance at the time, he said he couldn't release it because it was in a draft state.
Yes.
So I'm wondering how them pay themselves. The 300% when the report that is used to determine their payment was in a draft state, meaning it wasn't finalized, and yet them pay themselves.
You see,
and by now it must be finalized. So we want to know what is the content of that $1 billion report as well, to know what went into arriving at these percentages.
You see, when we talk about integrity and we talk about this kind of problem and people try to come down upon us like a ton of bricks, these are the things that we are talking about, brother. And them something we are talking about. And them something we are talking about. Because you can't get the kind of information. There's no transparency in these kind of things. And therefore, we are in this kind of position where we have questions and we can't get the answer. You remember the Ministry of Finance also told us that the FBI would be a part of the investigation?
Oh, yes. And as a matter of fact, they said that they have gone further than the people had thought.
But
it went into Parliament. I said that. And at the end of the day, they are not.
But I don't know if you remember when Dr. Blake, the present commissioner, made a report on the SSL issue. And he was asked and he said that the FBI was not a part of the investigation. And if they were needed, they would bring them in.
Yes.
You remember that?
It was Dr. Blake. It was Dr. Blake.
Yes.
I know that the police had said that, and I didn't know it was him.
Yeah, man.
Yes, and the Minister of Finance didn't know what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Yeah, I heard him on a social media program and put him down and say, you don't know what I'm talking about because the FBI is actually working assiduously to resolve or uncover the chips fall where they may. And at the end of the day, it has been proven that the FBI were never involved.
All right, my brother. We could talk again.
Sir.
I want the people to hear what the Prime Minister said about the Auditor General.
All right.
All right, my brother. Enough respect. So the Prime Minister of Jamaica is doing his own audits now. His own audits.
Adequate maintenance.
Hold on. That's not where we're at. That's not where we're at. Right, that's away.
This notion that somehow the public interest is being defeated by there being multiple windows is absolute nonsense. And I wish to point out that not because there are multiple windows to access a benefit, it doesn't mean that there is duplication or inefficiency. In as much as possible, the processes are integrated at the back end because there is collaboration and because there is robust checking. Now, we have managed to build a public bureaucracy to deliver this kind of benefit in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. And it has done very well. We have now delivered over 300 units, and we intend to expand the rate of delivery. And we have done so without any hint of any misallocation, misappropriation, without any form of corruption. So we pay very close attention to the report of the Auditor General. The Auditor General has a constitutional duty to report on government expenditure. We totally disagree. In fact, we reject the findings of the Auditor General as it relates to the operations of the new social housing program. And I wish to reassure the public that we have administered the program and structured the program in such a way that we follow all the regulations that are required under the FAA and the PBMA and all the other acts to ensure that we are delivering this public service in the most efficient and integrous fashion. We consider it very concerning that such a finding would be found by the Auditor General. You know, there is a saying by a wise philosopher, never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence. So I don't know why this finding would be levied against a program that is delivering real, well-needed benefits to the people of Jamaica. We will review the report as we always do. We will respond. And if there are shortcomings, we are constantly seeking to improve the way in which we deliver benefits to the people. But I'm very concerned, indeed, I find it very disturbing that a program like the new social housing program, which was carefully crafted, well executed, is being almost attacked in this way. And we wish to assure the public that we are doing everything possible and will do everything possible to ensure that the benefits are delivered in a timely fashion, but also in an integrous and efficient fashion. The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue. This notion that...
So, we hear the Prime Minister. Now, Christopher Campbell have a question on the screen. And it's a question that I wish to ask the Prime Minister and to ask the people of Jamaica. Who do we trust more? Who do we believe? Or who is the competent authority on these things?
The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue. The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue.
So, the Auditor General and I want to find where the Auditor General talk about the money, because I think I have it here. The Auditor General. The Auditor General said, we found that various social programs had similar objective and overlapping function concerning parts of the same areas of interest with little or no coordination in the distribution of said benefit. I want to find the money part. I'm looking for the money part. What she say? How much money that the Prime Minister just talked about? Oh, see it here. Of note, the Auditor General report stated that between 2018 and 2024, the social housing budget allocated a total of $677.7 million. Now, watch this, you have two programs. One named the Social Housing Program, and there's another one named the New Social Housing Program. The New Social Housing Program was allocated $3.4 billion. So, and remember now, all of them programs, they are come under the Office of the Prime Minister, you know. So between 3.4 and 677 is over $4 billion have been allocated to social housing. One program named the New Social Housing Program, and one named Social Housing Program. Two different programs running under the same authorities.
The New Social Housing Program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue.
So, Mr. Prime Minister, we are sending out some questions to you today. We're using the program to send some questions to the Prime Minister. We have never been able to get him on here. But we want to send out them questions. And Mr. Prime Minister, we need clarification on the amount of money that has been spent and the amount allocated, because allocation don't necessarily mean you spend it. Now you saying in your thing that you have not spent 3.4 billion. But based on the report from the Auditor General, it's over $4 billion that was spent through those kind of programs that is under your ministry, operated by you. You are the man, the buck stops with you. We have another one. Hold on. Yes, this one here. This one here, Mr. Prime Minister. This one here. This one here. This one here, Mr. Prime Minister. We listen to the Prime Minister. And I would love if Marlon Morgan listen and can explain this to me.
No, there is a saying by a wise philosopher: never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
May I play it again?
No, there is a saying by a wise philosopher: never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
Who is what the Prime Minister mean? Who is the Prime Minister talking? Never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance or... Let me play it again.
No, there is a saying by a wise philosopher: never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
Ignorance and incompetence. Never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance or incompetence. Who is the Prime Minister talking to? Is the Prime Minister of Jamaica saying that the Auditor General is incompetent? Or she's ignorant? Or she have malice? Or the Prime Minister is saying that the Auditor General shouldn't put down to malice what could put down to incompetence, referring to maybe his team? I don't know. And we're asking the Prime Minister to clear up this issue. Because Say what you want to say about Jamaican civil servants. This lady here, Pamela Monroe Ellis, is highly respected by the Jamaican people as a civil servant who she's doing her work without any fear or favor. And she call where she say. Now, Mr. Prime Minister, when it comes down to auditing, I would have put my bet upon the Auditor General. When it comes down to assessing projects like these and see overlap and duplication, one and the same. 9 men doing a job that 2 men can do. You hear me say it? 9 men doing a job that 2 men could do. Yeah? To make a statement like this, Mr. Prime Minister, I find it strange. The Prime Minister also said that he not understand why the program is being attacked. Who is saying that the program is being attacked? The Auditor General have a responsibility to do her job. And she have done her job. And I don't like how it sound. I don't like how it sound, Mr. Prime Minister. And somebody just said a while ago that them tell you if you take her to court.
And we have done so without any hint of any misallocation, misappropriation, without any form of corruption. So we pay very close attention to the report of the Auditor General. The Auditor General has a constitutional duty to report on government expenditure.
So if you say she have a constitutional duty, then why you say this? Why this?
Now, there is a saying by a wise philosopher, never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
Why that statement? Why that statement, Mr. Prime Minister? Me don't understand you. Me kind of have an issue with your statements them. And we're putting them out today. And when we listen to you in the parliament, we realize that everything we're saying on social media, you're here. So, why you respond?
Now, there is a saying by a wise philosopher, never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
Ignorance and incompetence. That is the one that bother me, you know. That is the one that is bothering me. Because if the Prime Minister said this lady are incompetent or ignorant of the fact that there are too many layers for this project, may have concern.
We totally disagree. In fact, we reject the findings of the Auditor General as it relates to the operations of the new social housing program. And I wish to reassure the public that we have administered the program and structured the program in such a way that we follow all the regulations that are required under the FAA and the PBMA and all the other acts to ensure that we are delivering this public service in the most efficient and integrous fashion.
You hear that? Man say reject the findings of the Auditor General. And I don't hear the media deal with it in the way where this is supposed to be dealt with. You're talking about over $4 billion. And remember that the office of the Prime Minister over the last 3 years have not submit to the Auditor General financial statements for over $12 billion. $12 billion for over 3 years. The Auditor General says she can verify the financial statements that is supposed to come to her. So what the Prime Minister talk about? When people say it unaccounted for, when you come out and say it not missing. The Auditor General is saying that for the last 3 years, she have not gotten the financial statements from the Office of the Prime Minister for over $12 billion. And here is a report that flag the new social housing program operated through the Office of the Prime Minister. And the Auditor General said it mixed with the social housing program. There's still such a program. So you have the social housing program and you have the new social housing program. The constituted authority to check in on these things is the Auditor General, Mrs. Pamela Monroe Ellis. A lady who is highly respected in this country. And the Prime Minister is challenging her, saying that the program is being attacked.
This notion that somehow the public interest is being defeated by there being multiple windows is absolute nonsense. And I wish to point out that not because there are multiple windows to access a benefit, it doesn't mean that there is duplication or inefficiency. In as much as possible, the processes are integrated at the back end because there is collaboration and because there is robust checking. Now, we have managed to build a public bureaucracy to deliver this kind of benefit in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. And it has done very well. We have now delivered over 300 units, and we intend to expand the rate of delivery. And we have done so without any hint of any misallocation, misappropriation, without any form of corruption. So we pay very close attention to the report of the Auditor General. The Auditor General has a constitutional duty to report on government expenditure. We totally disagree. In fact, we reject the findings of the Auditor General as it relates to the operations of the new social housing program. And I wish to reassure the public that we have administered the program and structured the program in such a way that we follow all the regulations that are required under the FAA and the PBMA and all the other acts to ensure that we are delivering this public service in the most efficient and integrous fashion. We consider it very concerning that such a finding would be found by the Auditor General. You know, there is a saying by a wise philosopher, never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence. So I don't know why this finding would be levied against a program that is delivering real, well-needed benefits to the people of Jamaica. We will review the report as we always do. We will respond. And if there are shortcomings, we are constantly seeking to improve the way in which we deliver benefits to the people.
You know,
but
Dr.
I'm very concerned,
you should
indeed,
just
I
leave
find
it at
very
this.
disturbing that a program like the new social housing program, which was carefully crafted, well executed, is being almost attacked in this way. And we wish to assure the public that we are doing everything possible and will do everything possible to ensure that the benefits are delivered in a timely fashion, but also in an integrous and efficient fashion. The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue. This notion.
So those need to be sorted out. But let me just remind you of some of what the Auditor General said. She said these are poor relief programs and municipal social assistance program. That's one name of the program have. Social poor relief program and municipal social assistance program, MSAP, administered by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. That is this program here, which is a municipal social assistance program, is administered by the office of by the ministry led by the Prime Minister. Yeah? She also said it's a rehabilitation program under the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, MLSS. And here's one more. The social housing program and the new social housing program, both managed by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. And here's one more layer. And the Constituency Development Fund operated through the Office of the Prime Minister. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. Based on when me count. 5 layers. Now, you don't believe that some people are working at this when some jobs are duplicate. Well, she said that because here the next paragraph. We found that various social programs had similar objective and overlapping functions, covering parts of the same areas of interest with little or no coordination in the distribution of the said benefit. So, when you listen to the Prime Minister and you listen to this, 2 different things. Here the money part. Of note, the Auditor General report stated that between 2018 and 2024, the social housing budget allocated a total of 677.7 million. So that's the social housing budget. And then you have the social housing program, and you have the new social housing program. So the social housing program between 2018 and 2024, them get a budget allocation total 677.7 million. While the new social housing program was allocated 3.4 billion. So when you put the two of them together, it's over $4 billion that went through that office. And remember, the said Auditor General said over the last 3 years, the Office of the Prime Minister have not satisfied their obligation to present the financial statement for over $12 billion. Simple. So, Prime Minister, we need answers. First question is what you mean when you say don't put down to malice. You quote the wise philosopher that says don't put down to malice what can be put down to ignorance and incompetence. Who are you styling, Mr. Prime Minister? You said you did not spend $3.4 billion. We need to know how much was spent, and is it true that $3.4 billion was allocated to the new social housing program and $677.7 million allocated to the social housing program, totaling over $4 billion Jamaican dollars? We need to know. We need to know. So, lot of people like myself, we have more faith in the Auditor General. I don't think it is the Prime Minister's competence to dictate to us if the program is been well run. You are too close to the forest, Mr. Prime Minister. So the wise philosopher said when you are so close to the forest, you hardly see the trees. So like when you're in a domino game, the man on the outside see the game better than you. And that's why it is the Auditor General's responsibility, as you have stated, to tell us if there is trouble. And the Auditor General has said to us that there are overlapping, duplication, and all kind of something. She never sent no money, Robbie, no. But she said there is a lot of duplication. Agencies doing the same thing with no coordination, giving out the same benefits. So, we want to inquire more on this. We heard the Prime Minister saying today that his PNP make the roads them bad. Me did hear him say so already, and the first him I said. It's not the first the Prime Minister is making that statement. He made that statement there before. But when you have a government in power for 9 years and still blaming past administration for their shortcoming, then you know, say, time come. Time come for a government who will take responsibility. Time come for a government with integrity, for a leader whose statutory filing can be certified by the Integrity Commission. Good evening to Eastern St. Thomas. Eastern St. Thomas, how you doing? I hear that they're running from Comrade Rosemary Shaw. I hear that Michelle Charles running from Rosemary Shaw. I hear that they want to put the Bull Buck and Duppy Conqueror down in Eastern St. Thomas. I hear that Venetia Phillips is lining up to go down there to get her backside whip down in Eastern St. Thomas. So, they have seen the polls and coming out of the by-election in Morant Bay, where the GLP sent down the entire infantry and lost. They are saying that Michelle Charles can't cross it. Hey. Yes, sir. You know your story? I hear them say Michelle Charles cannot cross it. I hear them say Comrade Rose Shaw a kick like Van Damme. And Michelle not going to manage. So they're sending for Venetia Phillips. Hey! What a bangarang. Down at St. Thomas. Yes, sir. Election is in the air. I hear the Prime Minister in his opening remarks in the Parliament today, wishing everybody in the Parliament victory. God, that would have suit you. Me mama. Now go work though, brother. Now go work. Some of those faces won't be back when you call it. And I guess a lot on your side will not be coming back. To include the dancing queen. The dancing queen not coming back. No, sir. But Eastern St. Thomas is on the radar tonight because the GLP, they are not confident that their candidate can take it home. So Rose Shaw look good. The newly minted councillor of Morant Bay. She's on the ground. She's doing the work. But it surprised me though, the amount of roles where Venetia Phillips getting at the GLP since she go over there. So then lack of talent. Look like then lack of talent bad. Because everywhere you turn, Venetia Phillips is there. I hear her in the news today as spokesperson for Marlon, what his name? The one from Westmoreland there. But them want to take the seat from Marlon Wilson. She's his PR person. She's the person they want to send to Eastern St. Thomas. They send her in the debates. What can go so? What can go so? Troubling at the house down at Westmoreland. And then me get some other information. Well, this one is not new. Delano Sivrite going to Central St. Andrew, the seat where Carl Samuda is. Dr. Dana Dixon Morris going to Northeast St. Andrew, where the chuckle man, Mr. Delroy Chuck, the classist man, and then former mayor Delroy Williams going to Central Clarendon, the seat of Mike Henry. They're getting ready. Yellow, Eastern St. Thomas is your place. Well, we see and we're getting a whole heap of information. Whole heap of information we're getting. But there was a time when I thought that the election would be called before the budget. But I think Andrew still hiding from Marky G. And Marky G back him up in the parliament today. And him skreel like a pig. Skreel like a pig. 8047072. Who do you trust? You trust the Auditor General or you trust Andrew Holness? Andrew Holness is rejecting the findings of the Auditor General.
No, there is a saying by a wise philosopher, never put down to malice what could be put down to ignorance and incompetence.
What that mean? A disrespect. Yeah, disrespect the Auditor General, bro God. A disrespect. Yeah, disrespect the Auditor General. You don't know.
And we have done so without any hint of any misallocation, misappropriation, without any form of corruption. So we pay very close attention to the report of the Auditor General. The Auditor General has a constitutional duty to report on government expenditure. The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue. The new social housing program has not spent $3.4 billion to date. That is incorrect and untrue.
You see, some things need to clear up, you know. Some things need to clear up. And the government are use style and are shut down some things. The Ministry of Education, over 9 years, have not furnished the constituted authority with the financial statements for over $902 billion. What can go so? Chris, Wagwan.
Pastor Colin, how you doing?
Me there, I talk out the things them.
Yeah, me, I listen to you. But Colin, I just want to make this kind of short because I want to ask you a question. Which former prime minister, I mean, I talk about on both sides, up to this current one, you can remember in your memory, would attack these government agency personally?
None.
They might disagree with whatever the issue is, but I'm 60 years old. I cannot remember a prime minister, whether it's Bruce Golden Tiaga or whoever, that would attack the person personally, in a personal way. This guy here, and I'm going to call him a guy, because he don't act like the prime minister. He seem to want to get down in the gutter, and he seem to want to attack people on a personal level. And this is something I see in his character. He doesn't like any other oversight bodies to challenge him. And if they do send out a report that he doesn't agree with, he starts to attack them on a personal level.
May I listen to you?
Monroe Ellis. I've been watching this lady for years. She's held the PNP to the same account as she's doing this government. She's just doing her job.
This lady do her job without fear or favor.
As a biased person. Yeah, I've never seen this woman as a biased person over the years. I remember when she used to hold the PNP to account.
Of course. Of course.
You understand? But this man is determined to destroy anybody who him can't control. Him can't control the IC, so him drag them in a court. Right? Because they won't do him bidding. I know him attacking the AG, who is there to protect the people's money and hold government to account.
Well,
and of course, Andrew Holness do not like anybody to hold him to account.
But how do Chris, you could have so many entities around one or two program, the same program them. And you think said that all right?
Him attacking the messenger for the message. And Colin, we know that in these duplicate ways, people can do them local shenanigans, right?
Oh.
We all know that.
So sometimes you wonder why you make the things so complicated. You make it so complicated so you can do whatever and people don't find out so easy.
It's within the murkiness that them can't do them things.
Exactly. You don't want it simplified.
No. No, and so when people call them out and show, he's just putting it out there, say, hey, why are we having one thing doing the same thing? That's what she's saying. It's taxpayers' money.
A 5-channel thing I got you, brother. 5-channel. When you listen to it.
And instead of him just look at the thing and explain it, him attacking the lady credibility and trying to destroy the person. That is what Andrew Holness is. They remind me of Trump so much. You understand? Him is a Trumpian kind of personality. I'm afraid for Jamaica with this guy if him get one more term. I really am.
Well, your Mark tell him today that if it continue, there will be no maintenance for the roads, because one of the problem with our roads have not been maintained. And then him want to blame the PNP for the 9 years where him in they don't maintain the roads. It's the same thing that they did with JUTC, and run down JUTC to wreck.
I have never heard Andrew Holness take responsibility for anything. He does not do that. His thing is to deflect and blame everybody else for whatever is wrong. You understand?
Yes.
The man, it's time for him to go, man. I'm sick of him. I'm really sick of it. I hope the people them can sit through his smoke screen and get rid of him.
Well,
I'm going to hang up and listen to you, Colin.
All right, Chris, enough respect. The man is saying that climate change mash up the road them. Now we are saying to you, Mr. Prime Minister, if the roads were being maintained, the drains were being cleaned on a regular basis, the roads would not deteriorate the way they did under the rain. Because when you look at some of the issues with the road, the water running at the middle of the road. And when you look on the roadside, you see the drain block up. When you look at a place like Sherwood Forest, the water running at the middle of the road because the drain have not been clean. The curve and channels have not been clean. So the water not running in the curve and channel. It will run upon the road, Mr. Prime Minister. So maintenance is needed. And you keep talking about you don't earmark funds. So that's one of the problems. So you earmark funds to pay the debt faster than I need to. And let me just say to some people, you borrow $1 million from the bank, and the bank says your payment is $50,000 a month for X amount of years. Let's say for 10 years. You decide you want to pay $80,000 a month in 7 years. But while paying the $80,000 a month, you stop feed your picnic them. You're not buying a medication for yourself. Yeah? You're not service the car. You're just focusing on paying down the debt in 7 years. Now, when you bring down the debt to where you want to go in 7 years, the car now have no wheel on it. The transmission mash up. Your picnic them have malnutrition. You get sicker. That's what happened to the country, you know. That's just what happened to the country. We are not saying don't pay the debt. We are saying pay the $50,000. And the 30 way you put on it, use that to buy food for the kids, maintain the car, buy your medication. That's what we are saying for those who don't understand that paying down the debt faster is not benefiting the people of Jamaica. That was a victory for Nigel Clark, and he has collected his prize and gone. Collecting prize and gone, left your Andrew. Pay the debt faster while the roads deteriorate. JUTC run down, bridge them rotten down, schools rotten down. No maintenance. While Nigel was paying the debt faster. Him get the victory. And we have the agony of the defeat. We didn't get the thrill with him. It's Nigel alone get the thrill of the victory for paying down the debt faster. And Jamaicans now are suffering the agony of the defeat. What can go so? And then you blame. Think I joke him a make when him up try blame PNP for the bad road? Man, nah make no joke. Man, serious like judge. Mark my word. Mark my word. When the man want to take away the praise from Portia Simpson Miller, Peter Phillips, and Mark Golden, who set the foundation for this economy that we are saying that solid. It's not solid no more, they mash it up. They have squandered the gains. Squandered the gains made by the last PNP administration. And the last major squander was the giving away of $11.4 billion. What happened to the rest we did promise, Prime? Prime. Sir Prime Minister. You did promise, say the people when I tax net, you are going to give them $20,000 to you know. Or we know you're not more about that. How much that come to? That $11.4 billion could have done wonders for agriculture. Could have done a good deal for the culture and the creative industry. Could have invested that in solar panels for Jamaicans. So many things that $11.4 billion could have done. But you squandered it. And now it look like you can't call the election where it get for. You get away for the election. And now it look like things don't look good. So you can't call the election. Terror. Andy. Me I said squander. I can me get 20 in Andy. Me get my 20 grand. Yet, what think say? Me need to get my 20 grand. Me get my 20 grand peeps. So, me get 20 grand out of it. Now, if you ask me what me do with it, I don't know. Cause it go in the account and me no look on it. Cause what 20 grand can do? Buy some diesel, put in a vehicle? Maybe. Can buy some diesel. But 20 grand can't really go away. Can pay a month light bill. Can pay a month light bill. But I am of the opinion that that $20,000 should have been invested in agriculture. At a time when we were just recovering from burial, when the government was telling us how much burial cost our agriculture people. I want to know fix them up. I like that tire tonight, and I feel like more and take it off. And I like that tire tonight at all. Free me up. Burial cost us a whole heap of money. And to date, our farmers have not fully recovered. We still have an egg shortage. And everybody so far is saying that they more believe Pamela Manuel is than the Prime Minister. Me too. Me not believe the Prime Minister none at all. Plus, I don't think the Prime Minister is competent in that area. The Auditor General possessed the competence and was given the authority by the Constitution to look into these things. So the Prime Minister, I don't know if him have the malice. So I don't know if when him said don't put down to malice, what can be put down to incompetence and ignorance. I don't know if it's him have the malice. So he's asking the Auditor General not to put down to malice what could be put down to their incompetency and ignorance. So we're still calling on the Prime Minister to come clear up that for us. We're calling on the Prime Minister to clear up the $3.4 billion that him said them not spend. The Auditor General never said spend. She don't know. What she's saying, that is what was allocated to the new social housing program, while 677.7 million was allocated to the social housing program. Want to hear them sound? The social housing program and the new social housing program. And the Auditor General has said them are the same thing. Same thing. Managed by the same ministry. We have to get into it. So the Sparks program, them say it start. Them say the Sparks program start. Start down Philip Palwell place. And then they are saying that they are now asking every member of parliament for 2 priority roads. And 40 roads will be started soon. We are looking to see. We're looking to see. 804-7072. We're taking your calls. We're reminding you to join us Saturday morning for the big show. Saturday morning, talk to me. Yeah, man. We're coming to you live from the studios of Portland Spice TV. We also want to remind you that tomorrow, looking for this thing here, tomorrow at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're going to be on Mastercat Radio, Internet Radio, Zeno FM. Yeah, man. We invite the item to join us as we take you inside a program we call the Love Web. Playing love songs from 10 a.m. until, Mr. Caller, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Oh, no, it's Chris. Sorry about that. So we want to invite everyone to join us as we give you love songs after love songs. Those of the item when you know, say we skill that way there. Come check it out. Come check it out, man. That was nice, you know. We started last week and it was a good vibe. It was a real good vibe last week. So we're inviting the item for come be a part of it. Enjoy some nice love songs, you know. And then Saturday morning, we are back here on Portland Spice talking up the thing them. Because you see, Jamaica is our priority. The people of Jamaica is first on our agenda. So, when we come here, we come to talk the truth. We come to talk the truth. So we invite everybody. We take your calls, and tonight we never go over TikTok. But we want to start go over TikTok regular. Because we realize that most of the people who are not informed and try to misinform people, they're over TikTok. So we try to go over there as much as possible to give them some information so that them can understand and not just talk any kind of rubbish, you know, but get good, decent information. Because we believe in that. All right, here we go. We believe in the truth, man. Now, we want to thank all of the people who've been sending tablets to East Portland. There's a tablet drive by the MP candidate, Isaac Buchanan. I want to thank Chris Campbell. We want to thank some people out of California. And we have some people out of Toronto right now who are getting ready for send on some tablet too. We thank the item. So if you have resources and can assist in ensuring that every child in Portland, in really East Portland we're focusing on, every child that needs a tablet can get one. Whether PNP, GLP, or them no vote, or them parents no business with politics. It is a child we're focusing on. So when we are focused on children, you know, so we can't focus on color. Because the children, them can't vote. And we not tell them to come out with office. We are going to the schools. We are going to the schools, them. Find them wherever they are. And bring them in. Yeah, man. So the program, yeah. Love Web. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah, man. Check us out on Mastercat Radio, Zeno FM. 804-7072. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Bell.
Blessings, my brother. Welcome.
I enjoy the show, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. But the Prime Minister, they describe himself when I talk about Pamela Harris, man.
You think himself? Hold on. You think?
Yes, man.
You think what he mean? What he meant is Pamela must not put down to malice.
Yes,
what can
man.
put down to incompetence and ignorance?
Yes,
So,
because he's ignorant and incompetent.
Well, me don't know. Me I ask the Prime Minister to come to the nation and explain what that mean.
He not go come, man. He not go come. And another thing to you see, when you did talk to Marlon Morgan the other day, I noticed he go as far back
to Omar Davis days. When he go borrow money and all about, but he wouldn't talk about Bruce and hardly short time.
You realize I never want to talk about that era.
Yeah, I never want to talk about that, man. If you show you how them mind mix up and confuse.
Yes.
Yeah. But time come for them, man.
Time come for them go.
Come. Yeah, man, time come, man. Enough is enough, man. They
Where,
road them bad everywhere, brother.
where you calling from?
Come again?
Where are you calling from?
St. Elizabeth, Southwest St. Elizabeth.
All the farming down there, the farmer them get back on them feet yet?
No, man, no.
No?
No, sir. Far from it.
What the farmer them need to get back on their feet now?
I need everything. Nobody can, not even watermelon down that Southwest St. Elizabeth right now. You
Oh,
can't
yeah.
get that down here.
Why?
And complain about seeds.
Mm-hmm.
When you do get it, you plant it don't start growing, it just curl up and dead back sometime. When you get the fruit, you don't ripe out nor anything, you don't sweet, you just partially ripe and all of that.
So you are saying that the seed's not good?
Well, that's one of the main things everybody talk about.
Whoa. So what about the extension officers from RADA? Are they on the ground down there in St. Elizabeth?
Sometimes you see them and another time you don't see anybody.
So you're saying you're not getting the kind of attention that is needed?
No, farmers not getting that attention at all. Not getting that attention. I don't know what Mr. Flygeen have to do about that, but apparently they're doing nothing. That's the job that they are doing, nothing.
Nothing. Wow. Yeah. So you get any help from the government? You get any money, any resources to get back on your feet? Are you a farmer?
Yes, but I raise cattle.
Oh, you're a cattle farmer.
Small, yes. But you don't get any assistance from them, nothing like that. So, and I have friends that do plant melon, tomatoes and all of that, but they don't get any help either.
Not now run.
Not now.
All right, my brother. Big up yourself and thanks for the call.
Yeah, man.
Keep watching Portland Spice TV. Bless up.
Yeah, man. Keep up.
Call out at St. Elizabeth. We are all around the world. We want to thank everybody who joined this program on a Tuesday night and on a Saturday morning religiously to get your information. Big up to all of the vloggers and the bloggers who come here for information as well. Enough respect. So, you hear that from a man down at St. Elizabeth. The man said things not back to where it ought to be. When we spoke to Comrade Dayton Campbell, Shadow Minister on Agriculture, he told us that even the agro parks are producing under 50%. Under 50% of the parks are being utilized. So we're not seeing the interest in agriculture. I was talking to a friend of mine the other morning and he told me that St. Thomas produced the most onion in the Caribbean. But the MP for Western St. Thomas imports the most onion in the country. What can go so? We're going to be talking to the candidate for Western St. Thomas pretty soon to really dig into that issue down there with Western St. Thomas, one of the places that grows a lot of onion, and at the same time, their member of parliament is importing the most onion. That no look good. That no look good. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris is saying that he have 30 more tablets that will be coming next month. I have 30 more coming next month, and it won't cost me millions. Boy, Chris, we love that, and we thank you for all that you have been doing for this side of the island, my brother. Enough respect and thanks, man. I appreciate it. So, my listeners and my viewers, we have to start open with eyes. And if you drink, don't get drunk. Because if you get drunk, the man are going to bamboozle you. They're going to bamboozle you. I heard the Prime Minister do that trying to say that him now borrow, but him never say it. Him say even if we borrow. My God, my God, my God. What a Jamaica we're living in. I traveled down to Cape Valley Sunday evening to support my friend Danishka. When we had the by-election up here in East Portland, that was the first time I met Danishka. Danishka is like Damien right hand, you know. And she was here right through, doing the work, doing a lot of work. And I felt a need to go down to Cape Valley to support her. So we traveled down there. It was a nice vibe. I mean, some of Jamaica's top asset passed through. Popcorn, Chronic Law, a whole lot more of the youth them pass through and really bring off a good vibe, you know? Really bring off a good vibe. And we love that because this is the party that embraces our culture and our creativity. And we'll be looking out for our creatives. Yes, Mr. Pong, big up yourself. I know you don't miss them thing there. So, this is the party that will invest in the culture and the creative industry. Will bring Jamaica to a place that we start earning our true potential from the culture and the creative industry. Because I'm going to tell you something. That is where Jamaica can compete on the global stage with any country. And that is where we have not been competing. With all the talent that we possess in this country, people with the ability to become millionaires. And let me just simplify something to you. Vibes Cartel come from what? Waterford? Cartel never come from Beverly Hills nor Jacksonville. Usain Bolt come from country. Vernica Campbell, Shelley and Fraser Price come from Waterhouse. You name the singers and the DJs and our sportsmen and sportswomen. Most of them are not from wealthy background, but they have now become wealthy people. And I want to say to Jamaica that a lot more Jamaicans can create wealth out of the culture and the creative industry. Sports is a part of the creative industry, you know. If you're a chef, you do food, you're a part of the creative industry. Dressmaker, hairdresser, barber, dancehall promoter, cabinet maker, the artisan, them, the carvers and them people, you're all a part of the creative industry. And when the next PNP administration take over and we start do our thing, all of you guys are going to benefit. Because when you look at our superstars, fashion is a major part of what they do. And when we start export our culture, when we start use our creatives to turn our culture into entertainment and package it for export, you all are going to be a major part of it. The singers, the DJs. If you write poems, you write songs, you write books, you write movies. All of you are going to start making real money when we start investing in the culture and the creative industry. So when we talk about it, it's the average Joe and Jane that is going to benefit from the culture and the creative industry. Just like how Bounty Killer rise up out of Seaview Garden and Bolt rise up from down at Trelawney, so as Vernica Campbell. Yeah? And so we're going to start rise up people. Louis Culture, Bushman, Chronic Law, Popcorn. All of them people can make way more money than they are making now. And we can bring more people into the circle to make more money. So I tell you all the time that the culture and the creative industry is valued over $3 trillion on the global stage. And I am suggesting that Jamaica aim should be within 4 or 5 years start earning at least 1%, because right now we are earning 0.004% of the $3 trillion. The aim should be to get to 1%. And when we really start growing the culture and the creative industry, you will see more growth in tourism. You will see more earnings from tourism. We'll make more revenue because more people will come to Jamaica for the entertainment. And when people come for the entertainment, it's people who have more money than the backpack traveler. You understand what I say, Tono? So make we get serious about this. Because right now, we have a government governing Jamaica that have no plans on how to grow this economy. They have no vision on how to grow this economy. So, we have to get serious about how we're going to manage this country, what we're going to do to grow this economy. Dayton Campbell talked to you about what his plans for agriculture are. And one of the things is to develop an agriculture fund that when things like these happen, the farmers know where to turn, know how to get money. You can't have a country and you can't feed yourself. We have to get serious about food security. We have to get serious about exporting more. We have to get serious about cutting the food importation bill. Everything where we want, we have to import it into the country. What can go so? We have to do better than that, my people. So, I want to thank the item for joining us tonight. Want to thank the people in the chat room. Want to thank all who called in. We are holding the government to account. We're not backing off. We don't have a lot to be squandering. Somebody talking about entertainment zones. It was Damian Crawford who came up with the whole idea of entertainment zone. And we are sold on that. In fact, we have gone further that we have identified a lot of the entertainment zone. Jamaica have a whole heap of things in place, but we just don't know them. Because if you have a myopic view of life, then you won't see the big picture. But we have identified a lot of the entertainment zones. We know where we're going to put them. But we're not just going to put them as entertainment zones. Some of them are going to also double as film studios. Yeah? Not telling you too much of the plan yet, We're not telling you too much of the plan yet. But a lot of the entertainment zones will be doubled. Dual role. They will also be retrofitted as film studios because we must start the more films in Jamaica. The $1 billion film fund, we're questioning that, Mr. Prime Minister. We need an update on the film fund. We want to know where that money gone, who get that money, and we want to see the products that come out of that money. I said it from day one that $1 billion in the film fund is not a lot, but it was out there. We want to know what happened with it. Welcome to the show. Hello, good evening. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. What do we want there?
Yeah, man, turn off that there. Because the TV are going to get a serious delay, Ready now?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me.
Oh, God. Hey, don't approach that there, all
Talking on the phone. Talking on the phone. When I hear you good.
You were going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wait, you're not upon the live there right now.
Yes, man. We're still live.
It's still live? All right, you are going now. You see, down by your zone there, down at Portland.
Yeah.
Our Portland. You are going now. Me a call from South St. Andrew.
Talk
right?
to me.
Me a call from South. I'm calling you from South St. Andrew.
Yeah.
You are going now. You know, so me involved in a, I'm kind of involved in the movie thing. Most of location and them stuff there. I was in your town in a 2022 where I do a movie them called name Get Millie Black. And if you hear about a movie there.
Get Millie Black
You know?
or it's Black Kid?
Yeah. No, you have a new movie. You have a new movie that opened the 25th of November. We're gone. And in a month it's supposed to here in Canada. In Canada and certain place in England.
What you say name? Get Millie Black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you type it up, you will see it and thing.
Yeah.
Me do couple location thing from the movie there. I spend some time in our town. I mean, I tell a lie, boy. I like down there. I like down there.
Yeah.
When I nicest dance, me did go. I don't on the zone, but me not tell a lie. Me I love of the whole of Jamaica. Me I love of the whole of Jamaica, but I end up like jump on the place. So you are going now.
Is that television series?
Yes.
Okay.
But mostly upon HBO Max. Mostly upon HBO Max.
Okay, yes,
Really?
I see that.
Yeah. And you see that movie there. A lot of people will see down on the part of the beach, them not really know say a Portland. But
yeah.
through me deal with some of the location thing them.
You can spot it.
Yeah, even Johnny Daly in the movie too, you know.
Oh yeah,
Johnny Daly in the movie.
Yeah.
Him in the movie as a detective.
Detective. I think I see the trailer. I've seen the trailer. Yeah.
All right. Well, can tell us I spend some time down on the zone.
Yeah.
Just to deal with some location thing for the movie. I can tell us my youth may enjoy me little time. We don't have a hotel. We don't have a hotel down the one little lane. And we don't call it no. We don't call this like down the one get up place. And the night when me log in at the hotel, me book in. And the morning me get up and lock the door now. And the house have laptop. In the house have laptop, phone, this, that camera, all kind of thing. And me say, when the light out and me wake up, me get up and me just lock the door and take the key outside. Cause the key. Yo, Dada, let me tell you something. Mr. Spice, Portland Spice.
Yeah.
Me need my country. Me need my country.
You know Soldier Mix?
Who?
Soldier Mix or Courtney?
Soldier Mix. No, but he work with the film team.
Yeah, man, he work with the film team too. So when we talk about more film in Jamaica, you understand what we are talking about?
Yes, man. Cause right now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's around from my zone in a Mark Bowling area.
Yeah.
Most of the gully part where you see in the movie, it take place on a Mark Bowling.
So let me ask you something. Let me just go into your business a little bit. When you work on one of them film there, what kind of money you make on average?
Well, let me tell you now. Sometimes with the location now, most of them amongst the location boss, but you will get some people will do some work, like cleaning out the gully. Then we get around 5,000 Jamaican dollars for the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But here what happen now. You see if your name set down on the list.
Yeah.
You see if your name set down on the list for work.
Yeah.
If you work 1 hour, you get $5,000.
5,000 an hour.
Yeah. You say if you work 1 hour, because it's $5,000 a day. But when me say, if you work 1 hour, a 5,000 you get.
Yeah.
If you work 20 minutes, a 5,000 you get. Depends on how the work stay. Because during them time there, the film people them did stand on the COVID thing.
Okay,
So,
yes.
Even which part of the actor them and the actress them go work, we have to sanitize. We have to sanitize them place. Like good.
So you can
Before
make
the
a
filming
money
can
if you
go on.
work with the system.
Yes, man. If you work out, if you have a portion of time, you can make a money out of it, man.
All
But
right, my brother. So tell me
true-
something now. Finally, before we go, because we pass the time. If we have 12 movies are filming at Jamaica one time, what do you think that will do for the
Jesus
economy?
Christ. Oh, God. Yo, the people in most of the communities, them where the Fleming them will go on, them can eat some food. And the making a Millie Black. How Millie Black come on from my zone, you know, is a place them for go do the Fleming where war are going right now in a zone there, East Kingston.
Yeah.
But when the crew go out, you know, the thing, them say those who are set up. So as so comes the movie thing end up in a Mark Golding area. You see me?
Yes.
Go on from one road them call him Sunlight Street.
All
So
right,
we
my
have to
boss.
do whole heap of work and thing. And whole right which for me I tell you about a lot of music video. People from foreign come deal with music video, do commercial do round here, so we're not sure at Jamaica.
Yes.
Strictly Europe and them places, them commercial show. So if the movie thing spread out in the place, a whole heap of people can get food.
All right, my brother.
Oh,
No
you take
respect
care of
and
yourself.
thanks.
Yeah, man.
Big
Yeah,
up
man.
yourself.
Take care of yourself, brother.
Yes.
Bless
man.
up.
Me like that caller there. The man understand the thing. So, Christopher said, Colin, the fact that Jamaica don't have a world-class reggae museum is a damn shame. Christopher, I don't know if you hear the vision that I have. There's a place in Port Antonio called Navy Island, 78 acres of land over there. I am saying to the government that what we need to do is build what I call a world reggae park. So it would be like a living museum. So a world reggae park on Navy Island with a 5-star hotel, a statue of all, a reggae icon, living and dead, reggae artifacts over there. Those statues would be digitized. So when you go over there, you can plug in your thumb drive, swipe your credit card, download digital memorabilia to your credit card or your phone. So that's the kind of thing. And you have a top-of-the-line recording studio and a top-of-the-line film studio over there. Because one of the big things that we have to start look at in Jamaica is really screen. And that is how we're going to export culture from this country. So get ready for Mark Golding and the PNP. And we are going to really transform this country into a wealthy country. Culture is Jamaica's oil. May the good Lord continue to bless and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord lift up his light and give you his peace now and forevermore. Until we meet again tomorrow on Master Cat Radio playing love songs. And Saturday morning for Talk to Me when we're going to bring on a guest, a very interesting guest. Yeah, man. Stay safe. Bless up my friends and my people. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. And remember, I'm asking each and every one of the item. Tell 10 persons about the channel and ask them to subscribe. I'm going to push on to 4,000 subscribers. Blessings.